Welcome back to Sugar with Tea. Today we're in the kitchen cooking up this delicious sweet and savory bok choy stir fry. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Sugar with Tea. Today I am in the kitchen and I am cooking up a sweet and savory bok choy stir fry. This recipe was inspired by A Taste of Asian Food, which is a YouTube channel, and I had never cooked bok choy before, so I went there to see what I needed to do. Let's get into it. I added some grapeseed oil to my pan. I didn't have a wok, so I just used what was in my kitchen. Here I am adding 2 teaspoons of minced garlic to my pan. My pan is on medium heat. We're using medium heat throughout this recipe. Then I went in with ground ginger, gave that a toss in my pan, and I must have tossed this around for about 30 seconds. Then I added the bottoms of my bok choy. The stalk of bok choy is not as tender as the tops. It's like celery, and we needed to cook the bottom of the bok choy first because it takes longer. So I added that to my pan and I gave it a stir, making sure to coat my bok choy stalk with my seasonings. Next thing I did was I added water. Remember, this is a stir fry, so we're going to make sure that we always have some liquid a small amount of liquid at the bottom of the pan while we are stir frying these vegetables. I tossed the vegetables around for about 5 to 7 minutes or so, just trying to get my stalks to cook and become tender. Then I went in with some sea salt. Now, I don't usually use salt in my recipes. Vegetables are great at absorbing spices and herbs, but today I went in with a pinch of salt because I imagined that the bok choy would have a pungent taste like celery, and I thought salt would be a good thing to add to the bok choy. Just a pinch. I'm trying to cut down on sodium, and I just don't use that much salt anymore. Going in with some more water, making sure to keep liquid at the bottom of the pot so I can continue to stir fry my dish. Now I'm going in with my onions. I used a red onion in this recipe, or purple onion, whichever you prefer to call it. And I continued to stir fry my vegetables. You have to stand over the pot when you are stir frying, continuously mixing your vegetables and making sure that they don't burn, because remember, this is over a medium high heat. I add water as the water evaporates, and again, we want to make sure that there's always liquid at the bottom of the pan because we are steaming the vegetables. After about 10 minutes, this is what I have. I went in with my seasonings. I started out with garlic, went in with a little cayenne, some crushed black pepper, and gave it a toss, making sure to mix thoroughly, making sure that the vegetables are covered in the seasonings that I just added to my pan. At this point, about 5 more minutes has passed, and I am continuing to toss my stalks. Adding water when needed. I then covered my pan, steamed on medium high for about 5 more minutes. Here you can see me poking the bok choy, trying to figure out if they're tender enough. I probably have cooked this now for about 15 minutes, tossing and moving the vegetables around. And here I'm going in for a taste before I went in with my tops. Now, the tops do not take long to cook. Here you can see me tossing my tops around and then going in with the same seasonings that I added at the beginning of this recipe. Went in and gave everything a toss, making sure to get all of the seasonings that I just added to the pot blended. And I'm just going to cook these tops until they become tender, which is about 2 to 3 minutes. I did add a little more water to the bottom of my pan. As you can see, we needed it. I then went in with some sesame seed oil, some tamari, and some red pepper flakes. And here is the twist. I used maple syrup. I already had my spice, my savory going on in my pan, and I decided that I would use maple syrup. I continued to toss and stir fry my vegetables for 2 to 3 minutes, and at this point my tops are looking really tender and everything is smelling really awesome. I went in for a taste test just to make sure that my spices were where I wanted them to be, and it was sweet, but I decided that I needed a little more savory. So I went in with some more tamari sauce. I gave this another toss for another 2 minutes and I was done. This dish was done and ready to be plated and served. And here it is, plated and ready to eat. This dish was awesome. I sprinkled some sesame seeds on top and I was ready to give it a taste. I decided to eat this over rice. I usually use quinoa, but today I decided to put this on top of rice and oh my God. This was so good. I was shocked, guys. This simple meal was delicious. It was quick. It took about 15 minutes to make, and I was ready to eat. Sweet and savory bok choy stir-fry. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Come back for more plant-based recipes where we explore the art of cooking plant-based. And guys, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button and share. See you soon. Bye bye.